Hey everyone, I'm going to try and stream from this particular streaming service, but it says excellent condition so far, but it's still early, so we'll see how it goes. If it starts to buffer and stuff, then I'll have to restart it and do it from StreamYard. So we shall see how it goes. Hey Purple, hey Forest, hey Arch. Hello Alexis, thanks for being here. This is rare, I know, 2 days in a row, right? Hey John. It doesn't look like the picture is too blurry, so that's good. But I'm not sure why the chat's not coming up. Hey vegan, good to see you. Oh no, Alexis, that sucks. I hate when that happens. It's like, please don't call me, please don't call me. Oh, that's nice, Amanda. Nice little bike ride. Must be nice there where you're at. Hey, Kathy. Thanks for being here, everybody. Again, I'm not sure why the chat's not coming up, but no big deal. We don't need the chat on the screen, right? Except I do need my window capture here so I can show you guys what's going on. Hey, Mark. Hey, Fiona. These chickens have been driving me insane today. So, Buddy says hello, like always. He always has to say hi at this time of day. One of my hens was in the coop, trying to lay an egg, and the other one is attempting to lay eggs, Sweet Pea, but her calcium levels are low, and so they didn't have oyster shells at the feed store. Of course, the one time that I need oyster shells, they always have them, and this time they didn't have them. Go figure. But so I've been drawing out some eggshells to crush and give to her. But long story short, they are not liking both in the coop at the same time. I'm like, it's big enough for you guys to both lay an egg or do whatever you want in here. It's not a tiny coop by all means. So, and they just would not stop squawking. Squawking. I don't know what you call it. I guess it's not squawking, but I guess it's squawking. So anyway, that's what I've been dealing with today. Are very loud chickens. And I'm just trying to figure out this chat because it worked yesterday, of course. But we'll go ahead and get started here in a minute or two. Hey, Veronica. Hey, TH. Question, Megan. Do you let the chickens hang out with your dogs? My mom keeps losing chickens and roosters, but insists they need to get along. Luckily enough, they get along, and my cats and my dog are actually like scared of the chickens. I'm not scared of the chickens, but let's just say that the chickens can hold their own with the cats and the dogs. So, or the dog. We also try to like introduce them when they're really young, and you know, as far as my dog goes, any animals like the cat or the chickens, she knows that if we're holding her or holding them, that they're pretty much off limits, that they're one of our pets, like part of the family. So luckily, I haven't had to have a problem with that at all. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Harmony Squared. Hello, Heart of Lion. A Lion. I'm going to get your name. I don't know why that's so difficult for me to say, but it is. But as far as like putting them out and like duking it out, I don't know if that's the best thing to do. I would just try to, I don't know, introduce them. I don't know. I'm not really sure. As you can see, I don't even really know what I'm doing with my chickens, so I'm probably not the best one to ask advice as far as that goes. But that's what I usually do, is I just kind of say, hey, these, you know, hold them in front of the dog and the cat and let them kind of know that they're off limits. But I don't know if that's going to work for every dog or chickens. But like, for instance, my little kitten that I just found, you know, a couple months ago or a few months ago, she's still quite small, and I have a little bantam rooster, Buddy, and then I have the little bantam chicken, Dot, and she's so tiny, and she's smaller than the little newest kitten still, and she just, especially since she's broody right now, she just raced after the little kitten, and now the kitten like doesn't even go like even close to her. So they, like I said, the chickens definitely hold their own. So they're like, I don't think so. I don't care if you're a cat or dog or what. Okay, so I'm not worried about the chat on the screen, but let me figure out how to get my window capture up here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And we'll get started. Or maybe. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. All right. So, if I checked my email every day like I probably should, I would have known yesterday that I was also hit with make sure my mic's on. I was also hit with one of those privacy claims, just like these other channels, the bigger channels, have been getting hit with. Again, I don't check my email every day, which obviously I should, or I would have known about it yesterday. So I received 3. I might have to go tender to the chickens here. Chicken tender? I don't know what's going on. All right, guys. So I've been hit with 3 of them. So not only are they going after the big channels, but they're going after the little channels. They're going to be going after everybody, you know, like I've been telling you guys. If I can scroll here. So it says, "Hi, think for yourself. This is to notify you that we've received a privacy complaint from an individual," which I think is interesting, "regarding your content." Here they give you the link. The information reported as violating privacy is at 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 37 seconds. Please note that the violation may also occur in the title, video description, channel image, or background. This notification informs you that another user has raised a privacy concern about your content. However, it will not automatically result in your video or videos being removed. We will review the complaint for potential violations of our privacy guidelines and consider restricting the content. In the meantime, please review the content and consider making revisions to address the potential violation. Please note that you may not need to remove the content entirely in order to resolve the issue. YouTube offers a custom blurring tool which allows you to blur anything in your video, including individuals or information. For more information on the blurring feature, visit the Help Center article. Please also check the title, description, video tags, channel image, or background for relevant personal information. YouTube offers metadata editing tools which you can access by going to My Videos and clicking the edit button on the reported video. We are committed to protecting our users, and we hope you understand the importance of respecting others' privacy. When uploading videos in the future, please remember not to post someone's personal information without their consent. For more information, please review our privacy guidelines. Sincerely, the YouTube Legal Support Team. Now, obviously, I can't show you the video. I did go on DLive earlier, and I showed exactly where in the video and which videos that they gave me the privacy claims for. 2 of them are from the discovery, and the other one is actually from my video where I showed, and if you're new here, you probably won't know what I'm talking about, but where I showed the small house on White Pages that says that Chris is living in Bogota, Texas, right? In this small little house, even though he's supposed to be incarcerated in Wisconsin for the rest of his life, right? So why am I getting a privacy claim? So when it says individual, does that mean that Chris is the one that gave me the privacy claim about showing where whitepages.com allegedly, or is saying that Chris allegedly lives, even though, again, he's in prison? Hey, up in the House records. Because I'm pretty sure that if someone's incarcerated, it doesn't matter what information you show, because obviously Chris no longer lives at Saratoga Trail, and obviously he doesn't live, as far as I know, in that Bogota, Texas home that White Pages has said that he lives in. And again, I can't show you it because they're just going to hit me again with it. I'm not sure how many of you know what I'm talking about as far as that White Pages and the house goes, but that leads back to my video that I made and the connection, well, not that I made, but a friend of mine made, and that I found the connection to the Bogota house in White Pages. It leads back to that Frank Stephenson book, or Stephenson, the Bogota backscatter, where it talks about Okradana, which is a anagram for Anadarko, and it also talks about the geologist, who is actually the main character in the book, is a geologist who studies volcanoes. Funny enough, Chris Googled or searched for 2 different volcanoes, and they put that in the discovery and did not give us a reason or asked Chris why he Googled 2 different volcanoes, but found it important enough to put it in the discovery. So the main character in the book, Bogota Backscatter, again, is a geologist. He studies volcanoes. He's then sent to go and investigate Okradana, aka Anadarko, to try to find out if this oil company is indeed a CIA front company. Not only that, but in another book in the series, you have a geologist named Jim, and you have the Occidental Deal acquisition also mentioned, and this book was written years in advance. So I know that's a lot to throw at you guys at once, but that's one of the privacy claims that I received, was showing you guys the connection and the breadcrumbs that that followed me to the white pages that showed another Bogota connection with the book. And it's like, because it doesn't make sense. Why would white pages be telling us, and it's public records, why would they be telling us that Chris, someone who's supposed to be incarcerated in prison, and for the rest of his life in Wisconsin, lives in this small house in Bogota, Texas? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. It's not coincidental. I get that these public websites, the information websites, they're not always accurate. They might get like a birthday wrong or something, but to have a whole entire house saying, and especially when someone's supposed to be incarcerated, saying that they live there, is just ridiculous. Let me find that one though, so I can show you guys. Just again, I can't show you, like, I will leave the links to the videos that they are referring to, so then you guys can, and I'll leave the timestamps as well in the description, and then you guys can go and look specifically what I'm talking about. So they all say the same thing, obviously, in the emails. I don't know why it's loading again, but we'll go to this one first since I'm already on here. So this one is Chris Watts, why they didn't recover Kessinger's text messages. So I got 2 privacy claims for 2 live streams, and the other one was for my Kessinger, the why they didn't recover Kessinger's text messages, my actual video. And the part that they're claiming as far as those go is that I showed Chris's work phone number and Kessinger's cell phone number. And we know that Weld County did not redact this personal information when they first released the discovery back in 2018 in November. So why 2.5 years later are they going and striking people for these privacy claims now, of all times, right? Of all time, it doesn't make sense unless you've seen this before in another orchestrated event and they're trying to save their ass. They're trying to save their asses. So they're going in, and because they know that probably the majority of people are probably not going to even want to deal with these privacy claims. And they've already deleted some other videos of other channel creators, right? That they're probably never going to be able to get back now. So it's just crazy to me that they're going to get away with it. They're just going to keep doing it until, like I said, there's not going to be any Watts videos left. Especially if they show that they did not redact this information from the beginning for over 2 years. And we know that they started going in after a year. They removed Kessinger's first cell phone bill, the one that we actually need, not the July, August one, or the August, September one, but we needed the June, July phone bill, and they removed it. And now we're going in and we're seeing more redaction, right? Slowly but surely. Not all at once, but there's certain things that I know were not redacted, and now they're being redacted in the discovery. And not only that, but it's also changed, and it shows that some Denver, that, I can't remember his name, Schubert or something, some journalist from Denver News, is now in control of that document cloud discovery. The other video that they privacy claim me for is, let's see. I think it just shows, well, let's see here. I don't know why it has to reload my email every single time, but okay, so this one is for, so the same thing. The information reported as violating privacy is at 42 minutes, 16 seconds. And this is for my live stream that I did, Chris Watts Case Freak Show. And let me just go back to that real quick. I just want to look, and because again, I can't show you guys because that would be dumb, and then they would just strike me for that, right? And it's interesting as well that they're giving us an opportunity to go in and fix it, so I could go and blur out the information if I wanted to. But why should I? Why should I when the information is public? And some of the information that they're getting the privacy claims for is information about someone who's incarcerated, which it doesn't matter. Obviously, he's not using that phone number anymore. Obviously, he doesn't live at those two addresses. As far as we know, as far as they're claiming, he's in prison, right? Okay, so the Freak Show one is my live stream that I did 2 months ago, where I show the Bogota house. The other live stream is the Chris Watts, why they didn't recover Kessinger's text messages, and the information that I show on that screen, or that part on the screen, is Chris's email, Anadarko email. This is the part that shows item 40, Watts work phone, Celebrite report, the advanced logical. So it shows the serial number of Chris's Apple iPhone 5S, the operating system on it. Again, his anadarko.com email. As well as his other Gmail account. Or his Gmail email, his Gmail address. So why am I getting privacy complaints from an individual? So I'm not sure who this individual is, because I highly doubt it's Chris, for someone who's incarcerated. It boggles my mind. But that's what they're going to do. They're going to, again, scrub any of this information that they didn't redact in the first place. Because they've already pushed their agenda, right? For 2.5 years now. We've buried our faces in this stupid discovery with none of the information redacted of these individuals. And now they're trying to get us for these privacy complaints. It's absolutely ridiculous. Hey, Shan. Yeah, and I don't know why there's no name Heart of a Lion, but I think that if you appeal it, which I mean there's really no, I mean I can appeal it, but it's like I don't really know, I'm not really sure what to do at this point because clearly they're giving us an opportunity to go in and blur out the personal information, right? Even though it's been on these videos and with several other creators, right? For over 2 years now, some of them. Hey T-Talks, thanks for being here. I see you changed your name. I was like, wait. And it's not a strike, Forrest, but it's a claim. So they're, like I said, they're giving us an opportunity to fix the personal information that we're showing in the videos. Like I don't know why some other channel creators' their videos were deleted before they were given a chance to fix them. I'm not sure what they discussed in those videos exactly, but I think you have to appeal it in order to find out who exactly made the complaint or the claim. Yeah, just claims, Shan. You had videos removed, T-Talks? That's the thing too, is I've set videos to private and they've been removed. So it doesn't matter if you unlist them or set them to private, they will remove them or strike you for them. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. And Joby, yeah, the Mandela effect it's an interesting theory for sure. But that's what I have compared this to, is that's what I think they're doing, is they're going in and they're going to slowly redact that discovery so that, you know, people like myself or anyone else that has known that discovery was not redacted from the beginning is going to sit here and go, it wasn't redacted, see? And then go to show proof of it, and then it's redacted. So we either start to think we're crazy, or people are going to think we're crazy because they're going to say, Megan, clearly it was redacted, so what do you mean none of this personal information was redacted for over 1.5 years? So that's why I need to find someone, hopefully, that has the discovery downloaded to their computer a long time ago, the unredacted discovery, so that I can have some sort of proof, because I never requested the discovery from Will County, and I never, I didn't even know how to download it from the document cloud. So or try to. They probably do hate chickens also, Mark. And I guess it wouldn't hurt to appeal. I mean, I guess it's inevitable though, because I mean, again, like again, not to toot my own horn, but I said several times in my live streams over the past few months that they're going to start removing Watts content. And the minute they removed Kessinger's phone bill from the months we needed, or the month that we needed, and other stuff started disappearing, I'm like, they're gonna start slowly, covering their asses. Because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in the October 1st tragic event. Oh, they are strikes that you got, and they did name the person? T-Tox? That's interesting. So you know who struck you for those then? And I think that's why they're not giving strikes, because I think they know that they can't do that because it is personal. I mean, it is personal information because it is public information. But they're hoping that, like, obviously you can see how I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to appeal, just because I just don't even feel like it's worth it. I don't even want to take the time. All it does is distract me more from what I'm trying to do. So I haven't really decided yet. Again, I just found out about these today. If I would checked my email every day, I would have known about it 2 days ago, because I sent them 2 days ago or in my email. So I'm sorry, T-Tox. That sucks. Yeah, this case is crazy, and I've seen it in other orchestrated events. They bring out the crazy people, whether they are on purpose to be crazy and cause chaos, or it just brings out the craziness in people who are already somewhat kind of crazy. Yeah, that's one theory, Forrest. And Forrest is the one that pointed this out to me, because I had not had a chance to watch the new AHS theories, because there's fans of American Horror Story. They will follow, they try to figure out what the next season's going to be about, because they're always, each season is different, obviously different synopsis and setting and the characters. Sometimes they bring the same characters back, but for the most part it's a whole different set of characters. But Ryan Murphy will leave clues. One of the AHS creators will leave clues, sometimes misleading and sometimes actual real clues, for American Horror Story fans about what's going to be in the next season. And so this video just came out 2 days ago that Forrest sent to me, and one of the theories on season 10 is that it's about a unsolved case, I think. Correct me if if I'm wrong here, Forrest, but about a woman whose last name is Kessinger. Now, they only spell it with one S, but, and she was found on a beach, in a, I believe, buried under the sand and, semi-nude. And I don't think they ever figured out, like, who the actual woman was. But Forrest can explain it better. So anyways, it would be very interesting to see if in season 10, when it comes out, if that theory is correct and and there's a Kessinger name in there, I would be shocked, but not shocked at all. Because I just literally got done saying in like 2 live streams ago that they pretty much used everybody's name in this case in American Horror Story except for Nicole Kessinger. And so the fact that there's still, like, I don't even know what, because it's normally called predictive programming, but now it's like, I don't know, after the fact predictive program. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen, and I can't believe if they do that they're still connecting this case with the show. And it's been over for 2.5 years. I mean, look what they're doing again with Lana. Lana. Or Lana Banana, you know? Do you think it's a coincidence that she just happened to pop up out of nowhere and she's got her binders and she's got all this information and she's like acting like almost like a investigator / reporter or journalist, right? And she's intent on proving that Chris Watts is innocent. Well, Lana Winters in American Horror Story is a journalist. She believes that this character who is in asylum, and I brought this up in my last live, but who is in asylum he's stuck in this asylum as a mental patient because he's claiming that he's innocent of murdering these people, right? And so Lana Winters goes in there and puts herself into this asylum as a patient in order to get his story and to break him out of this asylum and prove his innocence. Well, isn't that exactly what Lana's doing? And so they got the whole 35C thing, and then what happens in American Horror Story is she ends up getting famous from it. So let's see if Lana gets famous from it. I doubt it, but it's one of those things where it's just, I'm trying to make people see that it's not coincidental. It's a bunch of hoopla. This whole 35C is nonsense. Nothing is going to come from it. And if it does, I will be the first person to do a live stream and say that I was wrong. Hey, Mike Droppin'. Yeah, I've been sneezing all day. Mike Droppin'. It's that time of year, so I mean, as far as I know, I don't have any allergies, but we have this grapefruit tree, and the flowers on it, they're like my favorite smell. I can't remember the name of them. They're like orchid kind of smelling, but they smell amazing. Yeah, Alexis too. That is bizarre. And I did look into that. I forgot the name of it with the cartoon, but apparently it was I was trying to see if the cartoon came out prior to the Watts case happening, so to see if it was another predictive programming thing, but it actually came out after the fact, and they're claiming it to be like a not a memoir, but a whatever for Shanann and the girls. But either way, it's creepy and it's weird. I agree. Oh, and the Lady of the Dunes for us. Yes, thank you. I forgot about that part. We all know that Kessinger went to the dunes. So, again, yeah, it will be interesting to see if they do put that character in American Horror Story, because it's only just going to strengthen my theory even more. Oh, and also it's interesting because I think Forrest, aren't they filming it in Massachusetts, and that's where that psychic called in was from. Remember in the Discovery, it said some anonymous psychic from Massachusetts, and that's all it told us. That could definitely be a coincidence, but it's something to keep in mind. She's the most searched name on YouTube, Sandra. Hello, by the way. What do you mean, Heart of a Lion? Why no 35C? Because think about it, you guys. Why would these two families who are victims of this high profile murder case, why would they be engaging themselves with and fighting with and also being a part of becoming moderators for their advocate channels? Why are they engaging themselves in all of this, like, true crime community social media stuff? First they say don't talk about the case. Here we're getting our lawyers in with, involved now, but then we're going to engage ourselves into these and become even moderators of these social media channels, and we're going to fight with this bigger channel who I know is totally a controlled opposition meant to distract. And why are they fighting with that specific channel about and trying to take that channel down? And hopefully you guys know who I'm talking about, but why are they trying to do that when that channel was never even saying anything bad about Shanann, even though I know the real reason why. Give the people what they want to hear and make yourself look like the good guy, right? But why would they be going after trying to take him down, and when he never said anything bad about Shanann, right? It just makes no sense. It's all show, you guys. It's all drama. It's give the people what they want to hear. It's exciting, right? The Ruseks are fighting with this channel creator, trying to say that they're gonna sue this channel creator and yada yada. It's a bunch of hoopla. It's ridiculous, but people love it and people fall for it. Hey FRV, good to see you. But why sit there and say don't talk about the case, but then these families of the victims are going to engage themselves on social media and stir up all this drama and nonsense and division and chaos? That makes no sense. Don't talk about the case, but then we're going to go and engage ourselves in social media instead of staying as far away from social media as possible, like normal victims should do, and mourn the deaths of your family, right? Of your family members. And then they're going and doing interviews, and even like the friends of Shanann and stuff. It's all for social media, you guys. Like, why would Shanann's friend Lauren Arnold agree to go on a channel and do an interview like around the exact time of the 2-year anniversary? It's because it's dramatic. It's the 2-year anniversary, and Shanann's good friend, Lauren Arnold, is giving an interview. But don't talk about the case, but let's go and do interviews on these social media channel creators, right? Or social media channels. Or the Lindstroms doing an interview on that news radio show or whatever, that radio show that I can't even find where they're based from, because their website doesn't even say where they're based out of. Excuse me. Why wouldn't they be transparent and say, hey, we're based out of Las Vegas, or we're based out of Colorado? It's very strange. It doesn't make any sense. Why would the Lindstroms around the 2-year anniversary do an interview? And it's because it's to hype up the case, get everybody all fired up again. Ooh, the Lindstroms are doing an interview, but we didn't really learn anything new anyways. They didn't tell us anything new about it. All I did is get people interested in the case again, to keep people invested in it. Nothing ever comes from this case. Ever. It's just to keep people invested. And that's what this whole 35C crap is. Why would Ronnie Watts pick Lana, or Lana, however you say her name, to represent Chris Watts? And you see how they do the whole dramatic, like, movie, the movie credits and the dramatic music, because it's a drama series. You guys have been watching a drama series reality show unfold, never ending, for 2.5 years now. People seriously need to wake up. And I know it's going to be difficult for a lot of people to do that by just me saying that. But I mean, seriously, if you take a look around, it's a reality show, soap opera, when nothing ever comes from it. It never ends. It just keeps going and going and going. Like the days of our lives, but it's the Watts days of our lives. I mean, I'm still seeing the Ruseks going on channels and leaving comments and going, ha ha ha, that's funny. Or Sandy is going and leaving comments on videos on certain channels that just post videos of Shanann, of her Facebook videos, right? And saying, stop posting videos about my daughter and my granddaughters. Well, how about you take down your daughter's freaking Facebook account, which has now turned into a Lavelle promotional website. Why didn't you take that down? Is right after the murders. Why did you leave your daughter's profile, Facebook profile, public? So they can push their agenda, so everybody will watch Shanann's videos over and over and over again, pull at heartstrings, so everyone gets emotionally invested in the case, and that's how they control you. That's how they do the psychological aspect of the whole thing. Don't talk about my daughter's case, and don't talk about the case, but we're going to go and we're going to help Netflix make a documentary. It does for us. That's a good, I know, right? The hourglass again. And no, I don't think Chris is in prison. No, there's no evidence to prove that whatsoever. I don't care if you can go to a website that says you can send him commissary. I don't care how many women he's writing. It'd be very easy to just send him to, letters to Dodge Correctional, and whoever's writing it, I don't know who's writing them, to keep this shit show going, but I don't believe any of it. It doesn't prove that he's in prison whatsoever for me. And the fact that all these channels are, a lot of these other channels are going over the body cam footage again. Oh, now there's new shadows. Have you guys seen the new shadows? Hey, Swamp Lover. Have you seen the new shadows and the new evidence that just came out on that other channel? New shadows. How many shadows are we thinking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now there's 4 people involved, right? There's 4 accomplices to this murder. That's ridiculous. It's insane. And I'm not trying to get all like crazy and worked up, but it's absolutely ridiculous. It's a circus and people just believe it. There's another shadow. You can't see shit on that freaking Nate's security footage. I don't care how much you hype it up or how much you edit it and make it clear. It was meant to be that way. It was released that way. Shitty. The quality, terrible, so that you can't see anything, but they'll tell you that he's dragging the body of his family and loading it into his truck. So when people are told that and they see what looks like him doing that, then they just go, okay, that's what he must be doing. But in reality, that's not what he's doing at all. It just appears that way. Hey, Caroline. Hey, Mary Rose. So you have the channel creators who know that the Watts case brings in views. Clearly, we know that. Who are just milking the case for everything it's got, going over the discovery again, going over the body cam footage, same old shit we've been going over for 2.5 years, and nothing's coming from it. But they know that it brings in the views. Or you'll have the channel creators that are, again, the controlled opposition that will put out some factual information, but then they're going to put out every single theory in the book that they can think of, and think of however many more shadows that you can put into one freaking surveillance footage. But they have the subscribers and the viewers to do it, and people just go goo goo gaga over it, right? And say, oh my God, there must be another shadow. Because tell them what they want to hear. Tell them that the case is still open. Tell them it's still being investigated. Tell them that Nicole Kessinger is going to be brought to justice, and she's going to have to take a polygraph. And they're going to be the hero in the case, and they're going to find who helped Chris Watts murder his family, because he couldn't have clearly done it by himself. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I wish people would wake the F up. Because I can't believe that it's to this point of how ridiculous of a circus it is, and people are still believing it. Like, how many theories do you have to come out with to know that these people are just milking this case for everything it's got? Hey, Curious C. Hey, Jenny May. Thanks for being here. But I mean, really, how many of these people really truly want to know the truth about this case, or how many just really want to just be a part of the drama? Go, if you want a drama series, get out of true crime and go and watch Days of Our Lives. Or if it's still on, I'm sure there's reruns. I'm sure it's actually still going. I wouldn't doubt it. Because that's what soap operas do. They're never ending. They always come out and say, oh, this is going to happen to this character or this person, and then he comes alive, and then dun dun dun, and then nothing ever comes from it. That's what this case is. A never-ending Days of Our Lives Watts soap opera. Yeah, exactly, Heart of a Lion. NK is a geologist, and her dream job was a crappy office with a bunch of oil workers that never worked for me. Yeah, and that's the thing, too. If it was just such your dream job, then why are you getting involved with a coworker knowing that that's probably frowned upon? Well, that's your dumb fault, then. There goes your dream job. And if you'll notice on that other bigger channel today with the new shadows, why is it so dramatic? Why is it, and then Chris backs up into the driveway, and then you can clearly see that someone is hiding in the garage about to pounce, and you'll see, I'm proving to you now that he had help. Like, I'm not trying to make fun, but it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, how many shadows can you come up with? How many different theories? It's just when I think that I've heard every single theory in the book, another one comes out. It's ridiculous. Hey, Octavia. Like, what's with the drama? What's with the hype? What's with the deep, voice and thankfully I found the shadows so that, and I don't care if I lose subscribers for this because I know that person has a ton of them. You want to follow that person and you want to be fed lies to for 2 more years or 3, 4, 5 years about this case, then that's your choice. But my channel is for people who want to know the truth about this case, who don't want to be fed ridiculous theories or be a part of the drama because that's what they crave. Sorry if my theory is boring, and I'm sorry if my theory might prove that you've been duped, and that sucks, and that's terrible, but it's time to wake up. Hey, I see through things. I'm not sure what you mean. I thought you'd already figured out that this case is not true crime. Why keep obsessing over this? I'm not sure what you mean by obsessing. I'm not obsessing. I'm trying to stop the obsession with this case. Please don't block me. MCF did that to me yesterday. I'm not sure who MCF is, but I don't know why you would think I would block you, Octavia. I wouldn't block you. I don't block anybody on my channel unless they're being obviously super disrespectful, or degrading, or just obviously a troll. But I don't censor anybody. I'm just reading the chat. Yeah, more shadow theories. That's what I'm saying, Heart of a Lion. It's ridiculous. I know, Troy McCoy is a weird name, huh? It's like Troy McCoy. It sounds very out of a cowboy film. And there's always stuff that I hear people talk about on these live streams, and I should write them down because I just want to scream. Like, through my phone or whatever I'm watching it on, but oh, she blocked you, Octavia? Yeah, I don't follow that channel. I don't follow any of the drama. It's but sorry about that. So for instance, like somebody mentioned on a live stream the day how Chris was wearing that North Carolina shirt for 2 days in a row. Like, oh, he must really like that North Carolina shirt. Yeah, I just mentioned that in my video. Why does he wear it? Because that's what the powers that be do. That's what they're all about. They're all about their symbolism and their, hidden messages and their Easter eggs and North Carolina shirt. Because they're telling us this whole thing is a lie, you guys. Just like Cindy Watts was wearing that ugly North Carolina sweater in her interview televised. Why would you wear a North Carolina sweater in an interview that you know that is going to be televised? Why wouldn't you don't have to like wear a prom dress, but like at least, I don't know, wear something a little bit nicer. But they want us to subliminally see that. They want us to see that they're telling us that the whole thing is a lie. Then they say, why hasn't Kessinger come out? Why hasn't she done interviews? Why did she disappear? Because that's what happens. That's what happens in these cases. Once they're done pushing their narrative and the mistress is done pissing everybody else off, or the girlfriend, they disappear because they've done their job. They're never going to come out. If it was real, they would probably write a book and do interviews and come out and say, hey, I don't deserve this treatment because I didn't do anything wrong. Hey, Linda. Yeah, I don't ever see anything in those videos either, and I agree. But people just believe it. They'll see what they want to see. If they want it that bad, they'll put in there whatever they want. But that's why Kessinger has not come out and gave a public statement, because you would think that if somebody was innocent, they would come out and give a statement. But if she did that, it ruins their whole, their whole narrative, the whole reason why people are trying to figure out if she's involved or not. If she came out and did that, then wouldn't that end this whole theories thing, trying to figure out what the hell happened, and people wouldn't be distracted anymore trying to figure out if the freaking woman is guilty or not of being an accomplice to murder or being a murderer. That defeats the whole purpose of their agenda. That's why Kessinger has not come out and give a public statement, in my opinion. Hey, be watchful. Yeah, I agree. I see through things. I would be very cautious to believe anything that's on Dr. Phil, Oprah, Dr. Oz, or any of um, those, high mainstream shows. Because they're there to push a narrative. They're there with their professionals, right? We're professional therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists, and they're going to analyze Chris and Kessinger, and of course everyone's going to believe professionals, right? And Dr. Phil, because he's a professional, right? Hey, everybody hates Chris. Good to see you. Be Watchful says, thanks. I used to be obsessed with this case until the only thing that made sense was that it was not real. Too many questions unanswered and stay unanswered. Exactly. And once you realize the truth about this case, everything makes so much more sense. It's a weight lifted off your shoulders. Even if it means admitting that you were duped and you were lied to. Because, I mean, obviously, no matter what, we've been lied to on a massive scale. But these channels are just going to keep coming up with every theory in the book that they can. All these different shadows, all this just ridiculous nonsense theories that no evidence to back it up, and people will just believe it. Whether it's because they can't think for themselves, or whether they just really, really, really want that to happen, and for Kessinger or whoever else that they think isn't going to be, that it's involved, they just really, really want that, so they're going to believe it. But unfortunately, they're wasting their time, in my opinion. And nothing is ever going to come from this case. Again, I've seen it in other events. Nothing will ever come from this case. It's going to just keep going and going and going. And as long as people believe the horse crap, ridiculous theories, it's never going to end. And the more you zoom in on a picture, the less and less and less you're going to be able to see anything there. It's just ridiculous. And yeah, Callie, that's true. Like, when have you ever seen this amount of information released or the body cam footage? It's done that way on purpose. It's so people get invested in the case. And now they're going and they're removing content or information from the discovery and now going and redacting it to save their asses because they're done pushing their agenda 2.5 years later. But yet it's still going with all this 35C crap. Nothing's going to come from it. He's not in prison. There's no evidence to back that up. I don't care, again, how many letters he sends or people he talks to. And why would a convicted murderer, the first thing that comes out of his mouth, allegedly, say, don't watch a specific channel creator? Watch this one. It's just a big giant show. It's a big reality drama series, and we all got front row seats to it. But it's time to change the channel. Seriously, as cheesy as that sounds, it's time to change the channel. Concentrate on cases that are worth your time and worth your sympathy for and empathy for, and who truly are victims and deserve to have their memories kept alive. And that's what is one of the things that's truly sad about this case, is that there's so much focus on these one victims and not ones who truly deserve it. And I'm sure that I'm going to get some backlash for that, but I don't care. It's true. We've been duped. Big time. And people seriously need to start waking up. As rude as that sounds, all you have to do is look around, look at this case, and, you know, swallow your pride and say that you've been duped. And then there's going to be the majority of people are never, even with the amount of evidence that I show, or all the evidence I show, or facts, these cases are, or these events are done so well, and they just pull at heartstrings so much, and there's just too much emotion in it, that people are never going to be able to see what I'm saying or what I'm trying to show. Never. They never will. But the less people, or the more people that are awake, then the less they won't be able to get away with this as easy, hopefully. That's my goal. Because obviously they're not going to stop. There's way more people who are asleep compared to awake. And with my small channel, I'm never going to be able to wake up that many people. But, again, the more people that are awake, the better. And I apologize for the off-centered logo of myself on there, but there was supposed to be a chat on the screen. Work in progress. But on that note, I'm going to end this. I don't want to keep it too long, and I don't want to be repetitive by all means, because I've been getting complaints about that. Not that I should care. But I did want to do this live stream to show you that I myself have received those privacy claims, and I'm a small channel, so it doesn't matter, big, small, you cover the case, and you show any of that so-called personal information or private information on the discovery, you're going to get hit up for it. So I will leave you updated, or I will update you as I go along as far as if I'm going to appeal it and whatnot. But it only proves my point even more about what I've been saying, that they're going to continue to do this until there's no evidence that shows that they were irresponsible and did not, even though it's not irresponsible, they did it on purpose, they did not redact that information from the discovery to save their asses and do almost, yes, like a Mandela effect. Hey, Lady Salem, good to see you. Oh, Swamp Lover, I didn't do the video because it keeps flashing every time it loops, so I didn't do that. I have to figure out how to fix that. So no sparkles. Thank you, everybody hates Chris. I really appreciate that. You can't post links in here, I don't think, Swamp Lover. On D-Live you can, but yeah, and that's the thing too. Why is that video still up of his stupid communication or relationship, whatever, class? And why does Chris Watts still have a YouTube channel? Because it's all part of the agenda. It's all part of the narrative. And it's so people will go to his channel and watch that and go, oh my gosh. Like, he freaking predicted that this was going to happen in his communication speech. And it's just ridiculous. And I apologize if I'm getting this, like, you know, snarky kind of attitude. It's not my intentions at all. I'm just 2.5 years later, it's just to the point where I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore. Period. So, again, if that's how I sound, I hope that it doesn't come across like that. If it does, I apologize. But thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. All 50 of you and anybody else that came in and left. I appreciate your support very, very much. So thank you. And thank you to my moderators. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.